Does a will change automatically after a divorce? So, as a preface to that, probably the more important thing to talk about is what happens while a couple is separated. So, typically, a divorce can take a really long time. And while there are some impacts on a will that happen after the divorce, leading up to the divorce, those don't come into place yet. So, it's a smart idea while you're in that period of time where you're separated and you're leading up to divorce to make some estate planning documents so you don't run into some automatic situation of this person that you're planning on getting divorced, of them inheriting everything just because the ink isn't signed on the paper yet. Now, after the divorce, there is a law in Alabama that provides for the automatic revocation of a whole lot of different things. And generally, without going into the specifics, it's going to revoke beneficiary designations, any dispositions in a will that would automatically go to that ex-spouse. However, I will say that there are some things that happen automatically, but I would not completely rely on that for the reason that there are some things that aren't controlled by Alabama law. For example, you see sometimes life insurance policies, employer-sponsored benefit plans, for example, like 401ks, IRAs, things like that. Sometimes those are not controlled by Alabama law. I had a case, for example, where there was a life insurance policy and we had all these different ideas of which law controlled it. And ultimately, everybody was of the opinion that Georgia law controlled the life insurance policy. Well, Georgia did not have a similar law. So even though the parties were divorced, that beneficiary designation wasn't automatically revoked. So while we do have that law in Alabama, it's not a good idea to rely on it because it's not 100% foolproof. So the better plan is to, after your divorce, really ideally before you get divorced, but after you get divorced, go back, revisit your estate planning documents, create new documents, check out all those beneficiary designations, pension designations, retirement plan designations, and make sure that those are set up that the way you want them to be.